Hey, what's going on, people? Want to make another video here. This video is going to be inspiring. I find this topic inspiring because, one, most people don't even know that this actually exists. And the amazing thing about it is that it is ancient, ancient. This existed before um, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Taoism, Buddhism, and really it kind of just resonates with if you just talk to somebody on the street and it's just, be a good person, care about people, see the humanity in each other. And the amazing thing about this is that we actually have copy that is written in the Old Avestan language. The manuscript's from the 13th century. However, it's written in the Old Avestan language, which is a sister language of Sanskrit. And so this is, like I said, older than Judaism by 600, possibly 800 years, older than Buddhism by 500 to 600 years. And I'm going to read some of these, and I just want to know if this resonates with you. Now, listen to this, and then I'll tell you where it's from. Some of you have probably already guessed when I said Avestan. Through the good mind and righteousness, work for the benefit of the world and bring prosperity to all people. Act with righteousness for the welfare of creation. Speak with honesty and think with clarity. Let your deeds improve the world and support life. And the core moral principle is good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. It's just amazing that this exists. And what I'm referring to is what's known as the Gathas, which actually translates as songs of Zarathustra or Zoroaster. Now, if you study Zoroastrianism, um, you'll see that there were practices and legends and other stuff that was added after the time of Zoroaster. Uh, but even in the before Common Era, 400 BCE, still things with angels, mythology, legends, and stuff like that. But the stuff that we have from him is songs. Man, I mean, it's just, there's no crazy miracle stories. There's no human sacrifice. There's no, uh, putting others down. It's really good thoughts, good words, good deeds. And so I'm trying to see here where Zoroaster basically, you know, was the first that we know of as this video um, to really teach monotheism, one supreme God, Ahura Mazda, Lord Wisdom, uh, in a backdrop of sacrifice and ritual and polytheism in that sense. And his view was he was revealed to him by Ahura Mazda, Lord Wisdom, that in each individual there is the capacity to choose good or to choose evil. And the more you choose good, the more you cultivate good thoughts, good words, good deeds, the more you grow in righteousness. Um, and that's called Asha, right? And there's this conflict between Asha, which is truth and righteousness, and falsehood or the lie, the druj. And it really just we all experience that, right? We all experience like having choices to do the right thing or the wrong thing, right? Um, to do things that promote tranquility and serenity. And I just found that this way of thinking about religion, of righteousness and truth versus falsehood, of care and concern and respect, and doing good deeds that promote welfare for all creation. The fact that it's ancient, uh, prior to any teachings or writings that talk about going in there and killing the men, women, and children, sacrificing these animals. Um, that if you don't believe, you're going to be punished in hell for forever. That no, this is the law of consequence, right? This is your choices have consequences. And the thing is that those consequences are to teach you to get you back on the path of righteousness. It's not to punish you indefinitely. It's retributive to put you back on the path of righteousness. Like listen to this Gatha, which is song. It's Yasna 30-2. Uh, Listen and choose the good. It says, listen with your ears to the best teachings. Consider them with clear thought. Each person should choose their path. In studying religions, you have, at least I had, experiences with existential fear, existential dread, uh, messing up, making mistakes, um, thinking of like Jonathan Edwards, Sinners in the Hand of an Angry God, the idea of Calvinism, God predestined for all eternity, vessels of wrath, Romans 9, things like that, or the Quran that, Allah misguides who he wills, they have a disease in their heart. Um, this kind of just gets to the heart of it all and says, choose. What you choose will have a consequence. If you choose righteousness, that will grow and flourish. No, not only that would that grow and flourish, but that would increase. So your righteousness will increase, your wisdom will increase, and not only that, you will experience Ahura Mazda, the god, right? Um, and in the Gathas, he Zarathustra believes his message is for all mankind, that he was chosen by Ahura Mazda for the benefit of the world, for all mankind. Like here's another Gatha, Yasna 30, 3 and 5. In the beginning, there were two mentalities, the better and the worse. The wise choose truth and righteousness, while the foolish choose the lie. So let's think about a scenario, right? Somebody who totally misuses others to gain material wealth, right? Um, or Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, total wealth, total status, probably did not have a care in the world. But his consequences, the law of consequences, his choices caught up with him. See? And not only that, even after this life, there are consequences to those choices. But it's not eternal punishment. It's not that this will never be rectified or fixed. No, no, it's not that. There will be a revealing of truth and righteousness to everyone in this worldview, right? Some will undergo punishment, but it's not a punishment of hate. It's just cause and effect. It is like karma. It is the consequences of your actions. Um, that's all it is, the law of consequences. Uh, and so, and we think about that, when I talk to somebody who really advocates for God's divine justice, they'll say something like, "Oh, so Hitler just gets off scot-free? Like if hell doesn't exist and Hitler goes free?" First off, let me say one thing that I don't wish that anybody, any human being, is going to suffer eternally forever and be tortured forever, regardless of what they've done. I just don't even understand how you would want that. Why would anybody want somebody else to suffer forever for eternity? That to me is just crazy. But anyway, we all want people to learn from their mistakes. And this is just the most simple understanding. It breaks it down. It is not the rituals you perform, it is not the sacrifices you give, it is not even the deity that you believe in. It is that you have cultivated good words, good thoughts that then went and were transferred to good words. And those good words also produced good deeds. Let me actually find the Gatha that says that, because I'm very curious, because I think it's in there. I want to make sure it wasn't just a commentary. I want to make sure that I'm finding it. So here we go. Uh, Yasna 30, 6 and 7. The paraphrase basically says, those who choose the better path, the path of truth, Asha, righteousness, and act with good mind, good words, and good deeds, will be joined with the Ahura Mazda, which means Lord Wisdom, and receive his blessings. And so it emphasizes good, good mind. Right? Good mind is not having ill will towards others, not wanting to harm others, not living in falsehood or delusion that somehow I'm better than others, or somehow I have to hurt others to get to my goal. That's not righteousness, right? And then here's another one from 34. I mean, there's so many, and I would encourage you. I'll post in the description where you could read the Gathas themselves, and they also has a little commentary, um, just so that you're aware and you understand this teaching is older than Judaism, Buddhism. Hinduism is a complex, very, very complex, evolved over time, like all religions do evolve over time. Um, this is simple. Oh, Taoism. This is older than all of that. Listen, work for the benefit of the world and bring prosperity to humanity. Those who act rightly with good mind will be supported by Ahura Mazda. Act with righteousness for the welfare of creation. Are we poisoning the water? Are we selling pharmaceutical drugs just for the sake of money and destroying families and getting them hooked on pain medications? Are we seeking after pleasures that um, uh, potentially harm people? I mean, these are the things, right? For the welfare of creation. If what I'm going to do is it going to hurt somebody else, whether that's murder or killing or punishment that is not a loving punishment, wrong belief, uh, forcing people to believe something. So listen, act with righteousness for the welfare of creation. Speak with honesty. Think with clarity. And Ahura Mazda will embrace those who follow the path of Asha, righteousness. I mean, that's it. That's simple. So I'm basically going to title this, If Be a Good Person Was a Religion. Boom. There you go. This is it. If Be a Good Person was a religion, it's the Gathas. And I'm only saying the Gathas because even though you can find the other texts that are related to Zoroastrianism as a religion with different things, we don't have anything other than the Gathas that are written in the old Avestan language, which means that this was written in the old Avestan language. We can trace this back to Zarathustra. And so that's why I only hold it to that, right? I don't want to speak for anybody who is a follower of the Zoroastrian religion, because I'm not really speaking on that itself. I'm speaking on only the Gathas, which just means songs. And I'll post in the description where you can read the Gathas. And if you want to dive further into Zoroastrianism, there's tons of other videos on YouTube from other people who have explained it in detail. But I think if you just read the Gathas, you'll find some meaningful stuff. And it kind of just resonates with just how I think. It's like, when you do good, good comes to you, right? We always say pay it forward. It somehow seems to reciprocate. And it's because these things are laws put in place in this worldview, meaning that like the law of gravity that's a real thing, right? So the law of cause and effect, the law of consequence is a real thing. And Zarathustra or Zoroaster, um, is the first one that we know of who just said it like that. Like we have in us the choosing to follow our good mentality or to follow the bad mentality. And guess what? At the end of our life, there's the sorting bridge. Those who follow righteousness, boom. Those who followed wrong, unrighteousness, and the bad intellect, the bad mentality, treated others horrible, did not follow good, uh, are going to be punished. And this is probably the first religion that has the idea of heaven, bliss, serenity, and hell, punishment. However, and I want to stress this, this is not like the idea of being punished in hell for all eternity because you didn't believe a certain thing. It's the idea of hell in this is not forever eternal. Actually, let me see if I can find a Gatha that explains that because I think it's important. It says Yasna 30, 3 and 5. Fate of the wicked. Those who choose falsehood, Druj, and ignore truth, Asha, will experience suffering as a result of their deeds. But this suffering is tied to the nature of their wrong choices, and they are not doomed forever. the soul may eventually return to the path of Asha. So punishment is proportional and corrective. It's not eternal. Okay. Now this is Yasna 34, paraphrased. When the soul departs, it is tested in accordance with its deeds. Those who followed Asha, righteousness, find peace. Those who chose Druj suffer until they learn truth. Yasna 43. The evil spirit's influence can harm temporarily, but those who seek truth may be freed from suffering. Righteousness ultimately prevails, and the souls of the wicked are not eternally lost. How beautiful is that? I wish more people would look into these gathas. Let's see. Trying to see here. So I could tell you the website, and then I'm also going to post it. Bear with me here. This one. Let me see. It's okay. 13. 1 second, guys. Almost there, almost there. On the website I'm going to show you is actually going to have the Old Avestan, as well as the transliterated text, and then the English. I think, and it has a little commentary and a point to ponder, which I think is pretty interesting. I have to do a little bit more research on it. But here on this website, 3413, which is Yasna, Lord, this is the same road of good mind you have shown me. This is Zarathustra. It is the religion of the benefactors, by which good deeds lead only through righteousness to happiness. So you want to be happy? Be righteous. The promised reward for the beneficent, a reward, wise one, solely given by you. Lord Wisdom. Her Mazda means Lord Wisdom. And so it's called Zoroastrian.org dash the Gathas. I will post it in the description so you can get to it. And it's really interesting. I like it. I didn't realize how old it is. And it kind of just, like, be a good person was a religion. I mean, that's just it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not reading about how these children were sacrificed and God was angry that they intermarried and, this other stuff like that. Uh, or, this place of horrible punishment that uh, is forever. Uh, and it I guess the point of it would be that when we live righteously, it actually progresses the world into living righteously. Uh, and so that is the goal. It's not that we're trying to avoid hell or whatever, but that we want to progress actually, and that actually leads to bliss, and then it actually gives us more serenity in this view. That's how I'm reading it. And look, I haven't studied these in depth. I've only read them. Uh, I've only read them. I've only read a little bit of the commentary on it. And like the pondering points are really interesting as well. I don't know how this came up because, like I said, I've been reading the Quran, but I also heard that the some people say Dr. Musta Khattab, he kind of gives his own translation, meaning that he kind of inserts bias. So I don't know, maybe there's a better version of the Quran that I should read. But if I'm comparing what I'm reading here, the Gathas, and this idea of righteousness, I make the choice, I have the decision, and I will suffer those consequences with if I don't believe a certain doctrine, or if I do something incorrect, or if I eat pork, or whatever the case may be, that can send me to hell forever. It just I don't know, man, and to know that the Gathas are way older, God, thousands of years older than the Quran, um, and even Judaism. Uh, man, I mean, I want to know why this didn't stay around, why it's not bringing a comeback. You know what I mean? Um, really interesting, really interesting. Anyway, I'd love to hear your guys' comments. Love to hear if you guys have read the Gathas. Love to hear if now you're interested in reading the Gathas, looking more into Zoroastrianism. I mean, there's some other stuff within Zoroastrianism that I haven't really looked into. Just the Gathas, like I stated. Um, if anybody knows the best translation of the Quran to read, um, I'm not asking for the hadiths, because uh, I I'm not trying to read what other people have said. I'm not with all that. I don't think, and that actually leads me to another point. This is the first time that we have a prophet or somebody who is directly experiencing from God. In the Quran, it says it's the speech of Allah, but it was mediated by the angel Jibril. Thousands of years before, in the Gathas, uh, Zoroaster or Zarathustra, he is directly speaking to Ahura Mazda and talking directly to him and getting insight directly from Ahura Mazda, Lord of Wisdom. So if that could be done then, why can't it be done now? See what I'm saying? And so I like to look at religions and the syncretism in which they have they have accumulated, right? Um, I think that's interesting. I think that's absolutely interesting. And this is a very old view. At least the Gathas are a very old, very countercultural understanding. And I just think that's amazing. I just the more I think about it, the more I'm like, where did the insight come from? Just be a good person, you know? It's just one of those things that, man, I'm just tripping about. Anyway, I went on for a little bit, man. Sorry about that. Please hit me up, comment. Love to have these conversations. I think they're fascinating. I think we should all work for the benefit of humanity, regardless of your religion, regardless of what you believe. Really, we all could do well to cultivate a good mind, good thoughts, good words, and especially good deeds. All right, y'all. Peace.